Everyone, today we are talking about electrocardiography ECG. So, as we all know, the ECG is a device which is used to diagnose the heart diseases through taking the electrical activity of the heart. So, introduction. As I said, the electrocardiography or the electrocardiograph is an instrument which records the electrical activity of the heart. These electrical signals from the heart characteristically precedes the normal mechanical function, and monitoring of these signals has great clinical significance. Through these signals, the cardiologist will analyze the malfunction or some dysfunctions in the heart. ECG provides valuable information about a wide range of cardiac disorders like infraction, cardiac heteropathy, and other heart muscle diseases. ECGs are used in catheterization labs, laboratories, coronary care units, in cath labs, and for other diagnostic applications in cardiology. So, coming to the block diagram of an ECG machine, so I would like to take some time for this to explain it detailedly. So, when the ECG signal is acquired through the electrodes by connecting different types of lead connections, it is take the signals are picked by the ECG electrodes here. So the potential signals are picked through the ECG electrodes by the patient. Electrodes are taken to the lead selector switch here. In the lead selector, the electrodes are selected two by two according to the lead's programming by means of captive coupling. Signal is connected symmetrically to the long tail pair differently, and it is next sent to the preamp or preamplifier. The preamplifier is usually a 3 or 4 staged differential amplifier which amplifies the signals and having sufficiently large negative current feedback in the preamplifier. From the end stage the first stage, which the preamp stabilizes the effect of the electrode signal, the ECG signal which comes from the electrode to the lead selector, and that amplified output signal is picked up by the single ended and given to the power amplifier here. The power amplifier is generally of the push pull differential type of amplifier which amplifies the signal. And then the base of one input transistor of this amplifier is driven to the preamplified unsymmetrical signal on the basis of other transistor is driven by the feedback signal and resulting from the pen position of the connected with different selective frequency network. The output of the power amplifier is single ended, as you can see here. It is single ended and is fed to the pen motor through the bridge output. The base of the other transistor is driven by the feedback signal resulting from the pen position to the connected by a frequency selective network here. So the frequency selective network is an RC network which provides necessary damping of pen motor. How the x and y axis of the pen motor is controlled by here from here. So the auxiliary circuit provides 1 millivolt calibration signal and automatically block the amplifier during a change of position of the lead switch. It may include a speed control circuit for the charge driven by the motor transport here. So this is basically a brief of the how the ECG, what actually goes on in the ECG machine from acquiring the ECG signal to the output through the pen motor. So this is the same thing. So coming to the recording, the stylus or the pen which is in the ECG machine has some standby mode which is activated when it is generally not in use, provided on the electrocardiography. In this mode, the stylus moves in response to input signals, but the paper is stationary. In this mode, in this standby mode, uh, the basic idea or the basic advantage of this mode is the gain in baseline position controls without the wasting paper, and it sets the gain and the baseline, and to get the accurate ECG signal, it's type of a calibration to the pen. The ECG signals are almost invariably recorded on the graph paper with the horizontal and vertical of 1 mm intervals with a thicker line and 5 mm intervals respectively. The graph of the ECG is like this. The time measurements are high and heart rate measurements are made horizontally on the electrocardiogram. For routine work, the paper recording speeds is like 25 millimeter per second. The speed of the paper which goes under the pen is 25 millimeters per second. Amplitude is ranging are made vertically in the millivolts. The sensitivity of the ECG is typically set to 10 millivolts, 10 mm per millivolts. So this is the basic specifications of the recorder. So as we have the modern ECG machines are like we are having different add-ons or different features coming up in nowadays. Like some ECG machines have the most of the ECG machines are run by the embedded softwares or microprocessor based machines, and in these machines these programs are that sophisticated that they automatically uh, read the ECG signal and diagnose the diseases. So they can find the shape of the P wave, QRS complex, T wave, and ST segment in every lead and rhythm the analysis of that according to the different leads outputs, and can diagnose the uh, which is comfortable to the cardiologist. So there are some multi-channel ECG machines also, which are run by microprocessors, in which the 12 lead configuration is there, and sequencing the lead selector to the capture four groups of three lead signals. So they're using the multi-channel ECGs simultaneously to get more outputs, and can do that correct diagnosis in a shorter time. So what all we get, what all artifacts can be done, can be possible in the ECG signals. So there are some types of if there are some abnormal ECG signals, which are called the artifacts. So some of the artifacts are occurred due to the interference from the power lines or by shifting of baselines, and some may occur due to the muscle tremor or muscle movement. So coming to this first one is interference from the power line. So this in this case, the here you can see how the ECG signal is having the noise or the artifact here. This may occur. This artifact has many reasons, like the power line interference. If the frequency of the main power is high, or the interfere this interference may be due to the stray effect of the alternating current to the patient, or because of alternating current fields due to the loops in the patient cable. If the patient cable is not correctly connected to the patient from the machine, this artifact occurs, or the electrodes are not connected correctly, or the gel is not applied to the electrode correctly, these artifacts occurs, and so on. There are many reasons for this, as I mentioned here. So the next thing is shifting of the baseline kind of interference. You can see here the baseline is totally shifted. It is like loop ups and downs here. So this baseline wandering is basically formed due to the movement of the patient electrodes. If the patient is uncomfortable with the electrode, the patient moves here and there. So if the electrodes are moved, these type of artifacts can be occurred. Immediately after the application of the electrodes, this error may come after the stability of the patient from the muzzle of the electrode, then it may overcome. So this can be minimized by selecting the proper electrode material, the gel, which will reach the equilibrium quickly with a good electrode jelly. So what is muzzle tremor? This is other kind of artifact. Irregular trembling of the ECG trace without wandering the baseline occurs when the patient is not relaxed or is cooled. It can be generally found in the case of older patient. When the older patients move here and there, their muscles are not stable, so they will not be stably and not machine friendly. So these artifacts may occur like this. So for normal routine ECG recording, the patient must be advised to get warm and to relax so that muscle can be relaxed and not be shivering, so that this artifact may be eliminated. So thank you. This is a brief of ECG, how the ECG is taken, what uh, what is a flow, what is a block diagram, what flow does the is happening in the ECG machine. Thank you.